Good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening. Here I am, it is me, the one and only Chef Couture here with allabouttheminis.com, where we specialize in bite-sized flavor on the go. How are you on this absolutely amazing Thursday evening? I cannot tell you everything that has happened to me today. It's just, I'm like up here. I'm on cloud nine. I'm on cloud nine. And what a day to be on cloud nine with Earth Day. Yes, today is National Earth Day. And tonight I am preparing for you veggies. I'm going to do a vegetable pasta. And I think you're really going to enjoy it. Something quick, something simple, and it's refreshing for your palate. So what I have here, I have taken some zucchini. I slit it down the middle like so. And then I halved it like little half moons. So I've got some zucchini and I also have some squash. Same concept. Slice it down the middle. Cut it into little half moon shapes. And then the infamous cherry tomatoes. You can use regular cherry tomatoes, just the basic red tomatoes. I like to use the colorful ones because when you put all of these together, it makes it so pretty. And we all know we eat with our eyes. So on that note, I had my skillet on the eye getting hot. So I'm gonna let that heat up just a little bit. I've got 2 tablespoons of olive oil in there. Once that gets a little bit, once it heats up again, I'm gonna add to it the zucchini and the squash and my tomatoes. So I'm gonna continue to slice my tomatoes as that's heating up and talk to you about Earth Day. So it's important for us to do our part since we have been so graciously given the opportunity to live on this earth, live on this planet. So one of the things that I do when it comes to cooking is I try to eliminate waste as much as possible. Some of the things that I do, any excess vegetables that I use, like when I'm dicing up bell peppers and stuff like that, I'll save those and make like a vegetable stock out of it. When I cook my chicken, I do save that stock. I reuse that to, when I'm doing my couscous, I will use that versus water. When I'm cooking my greens, I will add that to it. So it's just different ways to repurpose stuff that you use when you're cooking and you're not continuously wasting. So I'm going to continue to slice these tomatoes in half, and then I'm going to add them to the skillet along with, as a matter of fact, seeing how the zucchini and the squash take a little bit longer to get soft, I'll add the tomatoes a little bit later. Pop those babies in there. And I am doing better with my portion control since it's just me. So when you have a recipe, like the recipes that I will share with you, and it calls for specific items, just know you can adjust it accordingly based off of what it is that you're doing. Like this particular recipe calls for an entire pint of cherry tomatoes. It's just me, so I'm just gonna add what I need. I want some more of this squash. Chop it up, little half moon sizes, like that. Pop them in the skillet. And it's still gonna end up being a lot, because my eyes are bigger than my stomach. Yes, yes, they are. Another thing that you can do to avoid waste with food is taking your stale bread, for those who don't eat the ends of your pizza, that crust part, take your stale bread, take your unused pizza crust, and turn it into croutons. Chop them up, toss them in the oven, sprinkle it with some herbs, season it with some herbs, and then you have some super amazing homemade croutons. Now that I've sliced up my tomatoes, I'm going to add those to the skillet as well. It looks so pretty. So while these are cooking, I am going to go ahead and dice up the, I have fresh basil. Fresh basil. I don't know if you've ever used basil or cooked with basil, but it brings such a refreshing flavor to the dish. And if you're cooking with natural herbs, period, is just really good. It brings flavor that you can't get out of a out of a jar. But I know in today's society, it's like, hey, let's just grab something and go, quick and easy. But I am actually starting to use fresh as much as possible when I prepare my dishes for my clients. Another helpful tip that you can do for your for Earth Day is you can cook in bulk. When you go to the grocery store and you buy that pack of chicken, go ahead and cook the whole pack of chicken. Package it up, get you some nice sturdy Reynolds wrap or saran wrap. Put it in a Ziploc bag, put it in your deep freezer. That way when you're ready to eat it, you let it thaw, warm it up in the oven versus doing it in the microwave. That brings the flavors, and it doesn't allow your meats and stuff to become rubbery. Go ahead and toss these. When you're cooking your vegetables, you don't have to cook them long, maybe about 4 to 5 minutes. You just want to cook them until they get a little bit tender, because they're going to continue to cook when you add the pasta into it. So you want to make sure that everything is being cooked just almost to the point of being done. You want that crunch still in there. You don't want a whole lot of soft foods when you're eating your vegetables. Plus, you don't want to cook all the nutrients out of it. So you just give it a quick toss in the skillet. I'm going to let that do that. For this recipe, you also need lemon juice, freshly squeezed, squeeze you some lemon, and you need 3 tablespoons of lemon juice, as well as some of the lemon zest. So I've chopped up this basil. I'm going to set this off to the side. And then I am going to half this lemon. And I'm just going to go ahead and squeeze the juice into this cup so that when I get ready to add it to there, I can make sure I'm avoiding getting any seeds in there. Like I said, you need about 3 tablespoons, so probably want an entire lemon. That should yield you about 3 tablespoons. And because I need the zest, I'm still going to hold on to these. Not going to let those babies go anywhere. Oh, I was actually lucky. No seeds came out. So while that is happening, I've already pre-cooked the pasta. And yes, I used vegetable. I did some vegetable pasta. So I'm going to strain that off. So this particular blend of the pasta is zucchini, carrot, and I think it's butternut squash. So let's see. Nope. Way off. Spinach. But so I already pre-cooked it. I strained it off prior to. I saved some of the stock from the pasta, or some of the juice from the pasta, because I'm going to add that into this dish when it's finished. So now that this is just where I want it to be, I want to talk about this seasoning that I'm using. It's a new seasoning. It's a chef, a friend of mine gifted me with some seasonings from a friend of his that lives in California. Her name is Chef Shantae, and she made several different seasonings. So this was like a birthday gift to me. And this particular one is called Let the Beet B-E-E-T drop, but it's a vegetable seasoning. If you would like to look her up, you may do so at www.chefshantae.com, and Shantae is spelled S-H-A-N-T-A-I. This is some good stuff. So I'm going to sprinkle this onto my vegetables. Ever so lightly. Now that that's done, I am going to add to it 2 tablespoons of butter. And, you know, for those of you who use butter, well, make sure you get some unsalted butter, just because you're going to add additional butter to this and you don't want to make it too salty. But you already know, if you get the sticks of butter, they already have the lines there, so you can just cut them according to what you need. Oh, my garlic. Chop this up real quick. You want to finely chop your garlic. Add that to it as well. So we've got butter, we've got garlic, and we've got the lemon zest. It's not going to take long for that butter to melt. So as it's doing that, finely chop. I've got 3 cloves of garlic here. And then we're going to zest up that lemon. That one didn't chop up too well. And then I have my lemon zester. You can pick these up anywhere. You know, Walmart, Target, Bed Bath & Beyond, grocery store. I'm going to zest this entire half. Just give it a nice little tap. Make sure that lemon zest comes out of there. Set that to the side. I'm going to give it a stir. That butter is now melted. Set it over to the side. I'm going to now add the pasta to that. Oh, that was good. And I'm just going to toss the vegetables along with the pasta. let them play around, let those flavors marry together a little bit. But I didn't want the pasta to keep cooking. This is why I took it off of the heat along with the vegetables as well. So now that they're all playing together, let that sit right there for just a second. Then I'm going to sprinkle in, I've got some salt and pepper, teaspoon of salt, half a teaspoon of pepper. I'm just going to drizzle it on there just a little bit. Cook those up real good. Now I'm going to bring it back to the eye. Since they're playing nicely right now. And to that, I am going to add that lemon juice. I'm just going to let it cook just a little bit. Maybe no more than a minute. Also going to add the pasta water. I was going to say pasta juice, pasta water. I didn't want to use the whole thing. I'm going to let that kind of simmer just a little bit longer. Now, I can start telling you about some other, what would I do if I didn't add the basil to this? The basil don't put it in there too soon and don't put it in there too late. You don't want it all wilted up. You just want to put it in there to bring out the fresh aroma that it brings. So now we've got our basil, we've got our lemon juice, we've got our zucchini, we've got our squash, we've got our cherry tomatoes. We are getting ready to, we've got our lemon juice, we've got our lemon zest. We have seasoned the let the beet drop seasoning. Once that's had an opportunity just to warm up a little bit, I'm going to sprinkle some Parmesan cheese on there. And then we are all good to go. Slide those over there. I'm getting a little bowl out. Portion control. Grab my fork. So I can be ready to eat when it comes out. Here again. Like for these leftovers, there's definitely going to be leftovers from this dish right here. I'll put them in little individual containers. I may put one in the refrigerator so that I can have it for tomorrow. But depending on how much is left, I'll go ahead and put those in the Ziploc or an individual container, put it in the freezer. And when I'm ready to eat it, I can bring it out, let it thaw, warm it back up, and do my part in not having a lot of food waste. But I hear this bubbling, and I'm super excited to try it. Lemon, I don't know how many of you are fans of lemon, but lemon just brings out so much flavor in a dish. It really does. It brightens it. It makes it nice and vibrant. So I'm going to sprinkle just a little Parmesan cheese on here. And I'm going to stir it up. Man, that basil smells so good. As it it's stirring, it's cooling. Gotta get my tomatoes. That baby doesn't want to come. A tomato just burst in my mouth. And it was so good. This is really good. You must try it. It's quick, it's simple, it's easy. It's vegetables. Okay. I'm just gonna put that right there for right now. I'm going back for it though. You can best believe that. So, I hope you enjoyed tonight's segment on National Earth Day, making veggie pasta, because it was absolutely amazing. I can't wait to finish it. Hop out to allabouttheminis.com, sign up for the newsletter. These are the types of recipes that I put out there. I put some other recipes out there too, but since I'm kind of wanting to make sure that we eat lean as much as possible, you'll see more of this stuff coming your way. On that note, if you haven't heard it from anyone else today, know that you are loved. Know that Chef Couture loves you. I appreciate you. I thank you for all of your love and support. Don't forget about All About the Minis, Mamas and Mimosas. We have the band Smoke secured and they're ready to rock the house. Super excited. Don't miss out. Make sure you click on that link on Eventbrite so you can purchase your tickets. Once you purchase your tickets, the location will be revealed to you. It's going to be absolutely amazing. Thank you. Peace out. One love.